Black Hawk Down came out in 2001, and it was roughly around the time of 9/11, which is kind of crazy because 9/11, Iraq War, and there's this big war movie, a heavily realistic war movie that came out kind of close to it. At its heart and stripped down, yes, it is run of the mill, but it still is quite a good film. I mean, it is an ensemble piece. Like, you have Josh Hartnett and Ewan McGregor and Jason Isaacs. So yeah, it has quite a few cool people, but ultimately, it deals with just fighting on the combat field. Now, the movie deals with Somalia. There's this famine that's broken out in Somalia, and so Army Rangers and all them are sent to Mogadishu to destroy the sadistic warlord that's been causing the massive famine. Thing is, there's almost no chance of the Americans actually winning. Like, how can the Americans actually win? Sounds kind of easy enough. But in Somalia, almost everybody on the streets all have machine guns of their own. The movie is very brutal. The violence is really non-stop. I mean, you have roughly 20 minutes at the beginning to establish the characters, and the rest of the film is just one giant machine gun blasting extravaganza. That's kind of where the big flaw of the film lies. So, the last act of the film, the violence kind of dies down a bit, because we get to see a little bit more of so just that we get to learn a bit more about the characters and like see how like the contrast between the beginning and the end. But you know, with some other war films like Saving Private Ryan and Platoon, the violence is kind of stop and go, just so that it's not just one gigantic machine gun blast. Like, there's like a attempted action scene that then stops down so that the audience can catch their breath and get to learn a bit more about the characters. Another action scene dies down a bit. With Black Hawk Down, there's 20 minutes at the beginning of characters, a couple minutes near the end of characters, and then the very end there's more violence, and and then in the middle, which is 2.5 hours long roughly, and just pure violence. So yeah, that's ultimately one of the flaws of the film. Like, sure, stripped down, it's run of the mill, but ultimately I just thought that the movie was very repetitive with its violence. I mean, sure, it's good seeing seeing the accuracy behind all the violence and all that, but I don't know. It was just, yeah. I just thought the movie was kind of repetitive. Like, even though the violence is really well done, it's well orchestrated, kind of a little too repetitive for any sort of really, really high praise. So Black Hawk Down is a good movie, but it's not a masterpiece like some films that preceded it, like Three Kings and Saving Private Ryan, or even something that came afterwards, like The Hurt Locker and Hacksaw Ridge. So I'm going to have to give Black Hawk Down from 2001 3 stars out of 4. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like this video. Have a good day, folks.